Hey guys, and welcome back to another Unfiltered Gamer Kickstarter board game review. Today's game we got up on the table, a Roman socially abstract game made by Playford Games called Capere. Capere is a game based on infiltration, anticipating other players' moves, as well as capturing your opponent's pieces. It's for 2 to 4 players, takes about 20 minutes to play, for ages 13 and up. In Capere, it's similar to games like checkers and chess as far as the layout of the pieces are concerned, and you're using nice little stone marble pieces here, and you're going across the board based on a deck that you draw cards from. Well, you can also pull out different other cool cards like god cards, all the different ancient Roman gods and Greek gods that kind of integrated into the Roman system. And you're going around taking turns trying to either capture your opponent's pieces, like I said, or get across the board, gaining points, and whoever has the most points at the end of the games is the winner. What's interesting about this game is not only is it one of those abstract style games, but also the fact that you have to be very, very social in your moves, especially with multiple players engaging in this game, discussing who you're going to infiltrate, how you're going to capture your opponent's pieces. Maybe you want to have your opponents help you, or trying to get across just by yourself to obtain victory. And let's go ahead and check out Capere. Alright guys, so right here we have the game Capere and how to set it up. Now it looks like a standard board as far as most abstracts go, except for the fact that these are circular, as well as the fact that you've got these nice marble little playing pieces here, and you have 2 different colors. And for the 4-player variant, you have blue and red here, which I've marked. Basically, when you get your game, they'll actually have, this is the prototype versions, when you get your game, it'll be different. As well as 2 dice here that represent scoring for either yourself or your group, as well as this nice stack of playing cards. And as you see right here, they have swords in them. That's pretty much all the cards in this deck. That have for movement, which is 4 spaces of movement, 3, 2, and 1, in which you shuffle the deck up. As well as these cards that are god cards will also get shuffled up into the deck as well. And I'll talk a little bit about these god cards really quick. You've got stuff like Minerva's Oracle, or you got Neptune's Horse, or double Neptune's Horse. Mars and Vulcan's Shield and Pluto, and they all do different things throughout the game. So that is the basic setup for the game, and what it comes with. Let's go ahead and talk about how it plays. So as you can see, setting up Capere is very, very simple. And not only is setting it up simple, but playing it is also simple. The idea of the game is you're basically going to be drawing a card on your turn, doing what that card says, whether it's moving or a god ability. And if you draw a god card, you actually draw again, and then you move. On your turn, you could also choose to instead use one of the god cards you currently have face up in front of you that you had drawn from a previous turn, or you can choose to draw from the deck, and you can continue to play that way. Now let me go ahead and show you how scoring works and exactly how you can capture your opponent's pieces. Alright guys, so let's say that brown is going to go first. All they got to do is draw a card from the deck. Right here they got 3 swords, so they can move their characters 3 spaces. They can choose to move one single one 3 times, or maybe 3 one time, or 2. It's any combination thereof. After they're done moving their pieces, so maybe he'll do that, then he's going to go ahead and discard this card, and it'll be the next player's turn. And he'll continue until a god card is drawn. When a god card is drawn, that card is placed in front of the player that has drawn it. So in this example, white has drawn this, and he'd place it in front of him. And then he can choose to either play a god card in front of him, or instead of drawing a card, or if he wants to, he can just draw again. Oh, he got 4 swords, so he would move 4. And play is going to continue like this. So we'll go ahead and show you a couple rounds of play. 2, and what's the next one? We got 3 here, and 3 here. Ooh. And right, oh, we're getting close. 1 and 2. Now, if at any point in the game a player surrounds another player's piece like this, that other player is going to lose this piece. Not only that, but since white is the person who did it, he gets a point. And if he gets to 6 points, he wins. Now, not only can you do, you can surround a person's piece there, but perhaps they're over here. This would be another way to surround an opponent's piece. And finally, if they're over here, this would be another way. Now, realize as well that whenever a piece gets from one side of the board to the other, much like checkers, when you get to the cross, you king them. Instead of kinging them, though, you simply gain a point. Then, you retreat back to the board on your last position for your starting position for that specific piece. Person who gets to 6 is the winner. Alright, let me go ahead and discuss the cards and the 4-player variant. Alright guys, like I was talking about before, you're simply drawing cards from the deck and moving, and on the occasion you're going to draw that god card. And after that, you can choose to either use the God card or draw again. Or on a next turn, you can actually use the God card instead of drawing. And let me talk about some of the God cards you can get. Now, the first one you can get is Vulcan. And Vulcan's pretty simple. When you draw it, you can play it at any point instead of drawing to cancel on your opponent's turn. So just before they go, they are losing their turn. And then I believe this one here is Mars. And Mars allows you to simply remove an opponent's adjacent figure from the game. No points are scored, but that figure disappears, which is really nice. This one over here is Pluto, and Pluto lets you return one of your removed units back to your board at the starting location. You don't gain or lose any points due to this, but you get more pieces back, especially if you've lost them. Minerva's Oracle is really interesting. The next time you draw a movement card, if you don't like that card, you can discard this guy, and that will allow you to draw a different movement card, which can be very beneficial. Speaking about beneficial, here's one that's not beneficial, and this one is called Medusa. And Medusa means you lose your turn when you draw this card, which is really irritating when this happens. There's not very many of them, but you gotta be aware of these guys. Finally, you got Neptune's Horse. And Neptune's Horse is pretty simple. If you draw, this is a single and this is a double. And it allows you to jump pieces. So instead of drawing, you can choose to jump. And jumping a piece might be very beneficial. A double jump is very beneficial. It gets you across the board a lot sooner. As well as if you're very strategic, it can benefit you to jump over opponent's pieces. So that way you can capture them. And that's basically the idea for the God cards. Alright? That's basically the idea of how you play Capere. You're simply moving around the board. If you're playing a 4-player variant, however, the difference is that there's 2 groups. And you got them based on north and east, and you got west and south. And those are the 2 different groups there. And basically, each group is going to try and get across the board as well as capturing their opponent pieces. But you can actually use both members of your group to try and surround your opponent's pieces, either one of the other group's pieces. And that's how you'll score points. And you need a cumulative total of 6 points to win the game from either group. So getting across the board or working together. And I think that's where the social aspect really blends into the game, is by working together with your group mate to secure the God cards, decide when you want to use them, and get across the board. And that's the basic idea of how you play Capere, the strategic Roman social strategy abstract game that it is. Alright, let me tell you about what I think about it. So Capere is a really unique abstract game, and I really prefer this game with 4 players because it makes the strategy that much more intense. It also brings out the social in socially abstract, where you're talking to your group mate and you're trying to determine how you're going to capture your opponent's pieces without them actually realizing your plan to do so. In a 2-player game, it's fairly simple strategic battle placement where you're trying to acquire these God cards and use them to your benefit. Now, the game's all around very, very simple. You're simply trying to get across the board, or you're trying to surround your opponent's pieces to capture points. And the way you learn, the learning curve is very, very easy, but the more you learn about the game and the more you play the game, the better you're going to get at it. Along with playing with your group members, especially if you play with the same group member over and over again, it's going to get easier to learn how to play with that member, and you guys are going to get competitive, very, very competitive together, and win a lot more when you're grouped with him. Now, the component quality is awesome. I love the little marble pieces here. I love the feel, I love the style, I love the quality. The board's really nice. I mean, a lot of this is prototype, so I'm not sure what you're going to get in the main Kickstarter version of this game. But for it, here's what's nice. I really like the addition of the card deck. I think that's really unique. And while there is some chance involved, so sometimes you might get unlucky and grasp maybe 2 or 3 ones in a row where your opponent's getting 3s and 4s or God cards, the ratio of negative to positive is really level. From all the games I've played, I haven't really noticed somebody getting overly screwed over in any way in this game. The replayability is there, definitely. If you really enjoy abstract games, you're really going to enjoy this one. If you like playing team abstract, that's another great quality of this game. So, other than that, the game is very, very solid, very, very simple, and it'll be on Kickstarter very, very soon. So, if you enjoyed this review and you think this game's for you, I definitely suggest you check out Capere in the description below. Alright guys, thanks for watching another Unfiltered Gamer Kickstarter board game review. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, go ahead and check out the rest of our content here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment. As well as checking out our website, unfilteredgamer.com, where we've got tons of giveaways, blog posts, and Kickstarter lists. There's also a wonderful list that involves all of the different Kickstarters that are brand new, and you can go ahead and check it out there as opposed to searching through Kickstarter itself, which, as we know, is a pretty difficult search engine. Alright guys, also check out our affiliates, everythingboardgames.com and The Giveaway Geek. Thank you guys, and we look forward to seeing you next time.